I'm here with Master Children's Minister and Food Connoisseur, Alan Letty. Alan, how's it going, man?
It's awesome. What's going on?
Hey, I want you to tell us real quick about like your top 5 ways you recruit volunteers for children's ministry here at a smaller sized church.
My first one is I just ask people myself. I look for people I think that would have fun or could bring something to the program that maybe I don't bring to the program, and I just go and I'm like, hey, this is what I got going on. And then I think the second thing that's important is that I clearly communicate to them what I'm asking them to do. I think that that's important is because people hear like certain things and they're like, they have this own thing built up in their head of what I'm really asking them to do. So I think it's really important to communicate clearly what I want them to do and what I need them to do.
So you like go up to you're like, hey, Mr. Schneebly, like what's something you would say?
I'd be like, hey, Mr. Schneebly, I saw that like you had a lot of fun at that event the other day. I think you'd be really good to like do games or something for like our children's ministry. Hey, do you want to volunteer once a month to lead up the games for our ministry?
So it's pretty simple. It's just like, hey, here's what I think you'd be good at. Here's what you do, and here's the time involved and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I actually think that, believe it or not, I didn't think that it would be one of my strong suits, but we have about a congregation of about 132 people rotate through my ministry every month that are committed volunteers.
Dude, that's phenomenal percentage. High five it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what else you got there?
Well, after that, if they don't give me an answer that day, I'll follow up with them, and that usually could be, depending on the level of schmoozing needing to happen in order for them to volunteer, it could be an email or it could be a dinner. It's just anything in between. It just depends on
preferably the dinner, right?
Well, with you, it's like 5 dinners. No, I'm just kidding.
Gotcha.
And then one of the other main things I do is I encourage the people that are already involved in the ministry, that are excited about the ministry, to ask the people that they're friends with, and like, or the people that are maybe in their small group or something, that they're excited about this, and you should be excited about this, and this is what we need. And so sometimes I get volunteers through the volunteers that I already have. And if nothing else works, I stalk people until they give in. Like, I will email them, I will call them, I'll be like, hey, we should hang out every day this week, and, if none of that works, then they just weren't meant to volunteer.
Then you go, it's not working. All right. They escaped.
Right.
That's cool. Is there anything that, doesn't work that well when you're trying to get volunteers, that you've spent time with, and you're like, it doesn't really pan out,
I think sometimes people feel like they're committed maybe in other areas, and so it's good to kind of consider what their involvement is in other areas of the church, and so try to maybe focus on people that aren't already overly involved in everything, and try to find some people that maybe are just kind of showing up and maybe looking for something, or maybe they don't know that they're looking for something, and encourage them to be involved and see what they have to offer. I mean, in my ministry, I feel like there is an area you can volunteer as little as standing up here and saying hi to every kid as they walk upstairs, to teaching and being completely involved and leading, the children's ministry on a Sunday morning. So, I mean, there's an array of positions or opportunities for people to volunteer.
Cool. And so you're saying, don't go for the low-hanging fruit, like people that you see around church all the time, serving in other areas. Do a little work and try to find somebody who's not connected.
Definitely.
Is there anything else that doesn't work that well? Like when you put a thing in the bulletin,
I think that's the one thing I've learned is that if I'm not communicating it, people don't really listen. And so I could tell the senior minister to stand up and say, hey, we need children's ministry volunteers, but really I don't think that it's all that effective. I haven't seen a lot of people come from that, and so I kind of fled away from that and more just done the direction of where I go directly to people.
One-on-one.
Yeah.
Isn't that what Jesus did?
I think so.
Yes.
Somewhere in hesitations. I mean.
Very cool. Hey, well, thanks for sharing that. That's cool stuff.
Yeah.